diddly hidly dido, humbity diddlum diddly dido, humbity diddly hidly dido, humbity diddlum die. Where are we today, boys and girls?
A really nice place. Look at the cherry blossom.
Really nice place in Alloa, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's on a street called what?
Forbes.
Forbes Street, that's right. Now, and we've come to see this cherry blossom tree, because this is the 10th year that we've seen it blossom, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's one of our absolute favourites. So let's just have a wee look at it. Now, do you think this is a young tree, or do you think this is maybe an old tree? Oh, let me see this bark. What does that tell you?
It looks like it's got scratches there and there.
It does, doesn't it? It looks like it's all broken, doesn't it? Oh, look at that bit. That bit is all split right open. And look, here's a brand new branch just coming out of it, isn't it?
Well, to tell how old it is, we need to check the growth rings.
Oh, but it's very difficult to check the growth rings unless we chop something down. I don't think we want to do that. But there's something else this tree says to me. What way... Does this tree tell us anything about the way the wind normally blows?
See what it looks like? It's tilting.
It's tilting, isn't it? So why do you think it tilts that way?
Because the wind always blows that way.
Because the wind always blows it. And we know that there's really funny wind currents in here, isn't there?
You can see like mini tornadoes if you're lucky.
You can see mini tornadoes sometimes. Yeah, that's right. Now, when we go on our walks, we often talk about witches and wizards and things like that, don't we? But there's also a very strong tradition of fairies around this area. And there's a story about many, many years ago when there was a really bad drought and all the land was all burnt, all the grass was all burnt, and no crops would grow. And just like some other places in the world, and no cattle could graze. So what they used to do is they asked one of the farmers, right? His farm was fine. And everyone wondered all around here, how was this farmer's farm okay? And he said it was because he was good to the fairies. And he never offended them. He never scared them. Now, I remember a story about a fairy in Dollar once who lived in a bush. You ever heard of fairies who live in bushes?
No.
Wait a minute.
If you look in one,
Did
you look in here, you can see one.
Is there a fairy in here?
Yeah.
Do you think it's a Dave fairy? Or do you think it's a different kind of fairy?
Didn't he scare it? Or
Oh, don't scare it.
His area will become even drier than it was.
Right, okay, so I won't scare it. Now, let's have a wee close look at this blossom. Do you guys know the parts of the flower or anything like that? Maybe you can tell me. Oh, right, come and tell us all the different parts of this flower here.
That's the part where they pollinate in the middle.
That's the pollination part, yeah.
Well, no. The roots. Let's see here. The pink parts of this one, it is the stigmas. The parts with the nectar in it. The ones with the yellowish tips are her male stigmas, which means they produce pollen instead of nectar.
Oh.
Look, quick!
What?
Spider!
Where?
Spider!
Come and show me. Quick, come and show me. Quick, where is he? Point him out. I can't see him.
Down here.
Oh, I do see him.
He's a monster.
He is a monster, isn't he?
Giant.
Can I see him? Come point him out. Don't know if
Right
I've got-
here.
Right here. I think we've got him. Where's he going?
He's still there.
He's still there, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, there he's away in the shade. Shall we go back and tell us more about this blossom here? Because that was quite interesting, Chloe. Is there any more parts here that you know? Chloe?
Yeah.
Is there any more?
I'll just put this down.
Alright, you put your wee tray down. There you go. Let's have a wee... Oh, careful. Here.
According to this branch, it's steep coloured wood, which means it is quite old.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's why it's so brittle.
Is it? Well, it looks very, very old to me.
Look at this one. And let's see here. These green parts surrounding the flower are sepals.
Sepals? Oh wow.
And
And what do they do?
It's basically the covering of the bud.
Right.
Eventually it's useless unless you're an orchid.
Oh, got ya. Any other parts that we can see?
There is also the food and water store up here.
The food and water storage. Let me come round and see the food and water storage part, because that looks quite
Right
interesting.
Sometime right here. These also contain the plant's ovaries.
Oh, right. So that's its reproductive parts in there as well.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Also, in plants that grow fruits, this part eventually becomes the fruit with the seeds inside.
Oh, does it?
Some plants like lilies, when you pick it and open it up, it might look like a bell pepper.
Oh, right. Wonderful. Now, is there anything else interesting about this one, or shall we go and look at the pink one over here now?
These pink ones are actually most likely female, since they're more striking out and they're designed to be more alerting to bees.
Ah! Right, come on, let's go and look at this pink tree over here, because I want to see this one. Bring your little tray with you, and we'll have a look in there as well. It's really in blossom, this one, isn't it? I mean, this one's got little orange leaves as well, Chloe, or red leaves.
Look, it's got a really good combination.
It's got a fantastic combination.
Between autumn and spring.
Yeah.
Then there's a chance that this one's probably going to die soon.
Oh, do you think this one's just at the end of its life, do you?
Yeah, maybe, but the branches seem young, but it seems younger.
It seems much younger, it's much smaller.
Hold up.
Hold up, all right. Tell
Let's
us.
see one of these flowers. This isn't a cherry blossom.
What is it?
I don't know.
But it's not cherry blossom?
Yeah.
All right, so this is a
Cherry
different kind of
blossoms
tree.
normally have sepals, and it doesn't look anything like a marigold unlike this one.
Oh, so this one looks more like a marigold.
Yeah. So maybe that's what it is.
I mean, look at it.
Marigolds look like cherry blossoms.
It's a very, very beautiful little tree, isn't it?
You're never going to find a lot of stuff like that. This might actually be a Japanese subspecies.
Oh, a Japanese one, an actual Japanese cherry tree. So let's have a look at this leaf. What can we tell from the leaf?
It's got the classic. Hold up! This might actually be some sort of poplar, because if you look at
Does it look like a poplar? Don't move it though, because it goes out of focus as soon as you move.
Look at the sides of the leaves. It has spikes that some poplars do.
That's right.
So
Fantastic.
maybe a combination between cherry blossom and poplar tree.
Yeah, poplar. Maybe like a hybrid or something.
Maybe.
Maybe. Right, shall we go back over and just have a wee look at what's in your little tub?
Yeah.
See what we managed to find in the garden this morning.
Look, my cat caught. Under this willow leaf, there's this guy, a slug which I call Julius Caesar because he's so big.
Let me see Julius Caesar. Oh, he is a rather large chap, isn't he? Let's just zoom in and let everyone see him in detail.
Whoa.
Look at him. He's a handsome chap, isn't he?
Yeah, that's also one of the reasons why I called this slug Julius Caesar.
Because he was so big.
Yeah, and handsome for a
And what
slug.
is it that you've fed him? What does he like to eat?
Most hugs and snails like brassicas, but I just put this here as an extra hide in case he doesn't like this one.
Well, yeah, because they like the shade, don't they? They don't like to get dried out too much, so maybe we should cover him up instead of leaving him out in the sun there.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Maybe I'll try and taste the leaves.
Maybe he'll try and have a wee taste and it'll offer him a bit of shelter and whatever else, eh?
Yeah, I mean, I had another two in here, and as soon as I put a bit of moisture in there, they started to have a rave.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Were they raving away with the moisture? See, so
Yeah.
they love the moisture then, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They literally all curled up inside and started moving around in it.
Did they?
Which is practically a slug rave.
Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Well,
Julius Caesar included. The The other two were called Freddie and Caramel, but they went out of the tub of eggs.
Freddie, Caramel and Julius Caesar. Those are 3 names for the ages. Shall we have a little look at the cherry trees again before we go? Or I think they're cherry trees, they might not be. They look like cherry blossom. Cherry blossom, yeah.
They're
Yeah.
not actually.
They're not actually cherry trees, no.
I never knew that.
No, I never knew that either. You learn something every day.
Every singular day.
Every single
Also,
day.
you should take a wee smell of these.
Oh, what do they smell like?
Cherries.
They smell like cherries, even though they're not cherries. Cherry trees. Oh, they do, don't they?
Yeah. Oh, the bee.
Oh, can you see? Oh, it's a little bee. Oh, see, that's what I've not seen much of today, is bees. Usually this tree is absolutely covered in them, isn't it?
What? That's what smells like a cherry.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Smells like artificial cherry. And actually, extract from this plant is used as a artificial cherry flavouring.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So this is where you get a nice cherry flavour from.
So,
Oh, look, I see a little bee or a wasp up there. Let's see if we can focus in on him.
I personally love wasps.
You do? Well, I was just reading in the paper. You always talk about how they're wonderful pollinators. Yeah. And there was a story in the newspaper yesterday saying that, yes, we need to reevaluate our attitudes towards wasps because they actually are only pollinate certain species all by themselves. So if we didn't have wasps, we would lose a multitude of plant species. Can you imagine that?
And also look what I found.
Oh, what did you find?
A snail shell.
A snail shell. Right, let me have a little look at this. We do like our snails here, don't we?
Mm-hmm. Is it? I wish I could have a snail, but they're higher effort than a slug, and I need to start
you
small.
were a bit of a helicoculturist for a while, weren't you?
Yeah.
You want to tell everyone what helicoculture is?
Helicoculture is basically snail and slug farming.
Snail and slug farming.
Yeah.
Sounds interesting.
I'm planning to do it again someday.
Are you?
When you have the right materials. Well, as it turns out, as for snails, anyways, when it comes to slugs, you just need to give them some food, moisture, and space to slug around.
Yes, that's right, isn't it?
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I think snails would be about the same as slugs, but no, you need to give the cuttlebones and more varied diet.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
So why do they need that? What is it? What does they do that's different from other insects or animals? Why do they need
They
that?
actually can't produce some of their own nutrients.
That's right. So what do they need those nutrients for, though?
They need vitamin D, which they can't absorb from the sun, so they eat fallen fruit or certain types of leaves for it.
Wow.
Like cherry blossom.
Ah, so that's maybe why that shell is here, because it enjoys eating all of these up here. Right, are we going to say goodbye, boys and girls?
Bye. Bye.
Bye.